Hey guys, welcome to Trinity's Training Page Question of the Day. Today's question is brought to you by one of our new members, Matt Thomas. Matt's question was, if my dog is going out to retrieve on its own and I'm just having trouble getting the dog to come back with the retrieve, does that dog need to be force fetched? Well, Matt, that's not actually a force fetch problem if a dog is going out and making the retrieve and not bringing your the duck back to you or whatever. That's actually an obedience problem. If you would put the dog through the obedience program and teach that dog to return to you, that would help you somewhat better there than force fetch itself. Also, he had added, do all dogs need to be force fetched? I don't necessarily believe that they all need to be force fetched in every situation. I am a firm believer in force fetch. It does a lot of things for a dog. One of the biggest things I believe it does with a dog is anytime you spend time with this dog, even in a pressure situation, you're building a relationship with this dog. Force fetch is exactly what it sounds like. It's using force to teach this dog to fetch upon command. Okay, um, you know, Trinity is, she's a dog just like any other dog, and if we get to keep her long enough to teach her to handle, um, we may get into some issues on force to pile where you see that force is necessary, okay? So in my program, every dog that comes through the gate that does retriever work, we do force fetch that dog. Some go through it really fast with low pressure. Some go through it really slow. Some take low pressure for that. Some take high pressure and go through it for a quick amount of time. Some take high pressure and take a long time, okay? I'm not one of those guys that says if this dog's not doing A by a certain time, then we're going to kick him to the curb, okay? Um, that person is the reason that I'm training dogs myself for a living, okay? Because I believe that every dog should get a fair shake at doing what they were bred to do. Some are better at other parts of this game than others. They all have something that they are not quite as good at as some things that they are, okay, if that makes sense. In other words, they may be great at running blinds, but they might not be able to mark an X on the ground, okay, or they might be able to mark a pigeon at 500 yards, but they can't run a 50-yard land blind without, the wheels coming off of them, okay. Those are kind of extreme examples, but there are dogs out there that are like that, okay? But we can make those dogs better, all right? You can practice your marking. You can practice running your blinds. Um, so that being said, I believe that, the majority of the dogs that are in the game today are force-fetched or somewhat force-fetched. Probably most of them are somewhat force-fetched, but um, I believe that force fetch is a very important part of the retriever process. I want to thank you for your question. I hope this clarified some things for you. We're going to start Trinity today on a force fetch here, and you guys hang tight. We'll get her going.